Hello, beautiful people. So today we are going to expand on the video that we made prior as far as getting the landing page, and then now we're going to actually be able to host it in our own GitHub repository. So if you remember last video, we cloned the repository directly from Jimmy here's account URL. So, that's all fun and works, but if we were to actually commit something to, it's upstream, so if we were to actually push it to a repository, we probably won't have access because it would go directly to this repository, which lives under Jimmy's account. So there's a few different ways to do this, but we are going to do the traditional fork, and we're going to fork this repository so that it diverges and we can access it from our own GitHub repository. So to do that, we go to the URL, click fork. We're going to change it to hmarketing and create fork. And now this will live under KT Hedges 12, my account, and we are going to clone it from here instead. So yeah, it depends how you really want to use it. If you just kind of want to mess around with it locally, there's no harm in cloning it directly from whoever site you're downloading it from or cloning it from. But if you actually want to make changes, push it, you'll have to do something like this. So now we're going to do git clone, and this is coming from our site. So now we can go into hmarketing. So it's a new repository, so we can do PMI again. We won't have the changes that we made on the prior video, but it's very small changes, so not too much of an issue. So we go into here, hmarketing, and can remove this old one. And now we're in there. So now if we were to make a change, let's just go into background, pnpm run dev, and let's just change the background to green 500. And then so now there's different ways you can actually push things to GitHub. So there's git commands. So GitHub is basically built on Git, which is an open source repository tooling command line interface. And so you can use these git commands that can achieve the pushing of the repository to GitHub. You could also use the actual UI from within Cursor, real quick. So now we see green background, and we're going to push this. So we're going to create a new branch just to show that. So we want to we can create a new branch from, or create a new branch. Create a new branch will create it off of the main branch for sure. If we had a different branch, we could do create a new branch from and branch it off of that branch. But we're just going to create a new branch. We're going to say add content, and we're going to commit. Put in our message, first commit. And now it's going pretty slow, but it should. Yep, so now we publish the branch. And now we should see H marketing, and click that. So we see that it's been forked from Jimmy. We will see our branch, add content, and we will see our first commit, which is adding the green background. And we'll see all of Jimmy's changes ahead before that. So yeah, that's a good way to get up and running. Just note that if you do fork it, it is a public repository, so you can have public or private repositories. Public, anybody can go into KT Hedges 12 and see all of the changes that I'm making, and that's because it's forked from his public repository, which Jimmy laid the groundwork, so no issues there. But there are times where you will want to have a private repository for various different reasons. But there is no issue here with having this public at the moment. So that's getting it to GitHub, and then now there'll be a next step to actually hosting it on a cloud provider.